everyone. It's LP. How are you? I hope that you're all doing well, staying safe, making good choices. This is a crazy time that we're living in, and we need to support each other and love each other and help each other through this. I'm going to see if there's any messages here that need to come out for all of us. If this rings true for you, if the title was something that sounded like it might have a message for you in it, then I suggest listening and seeing if there's something here you need to hear. I'm open to guidance, insight, understanding, wisdom, and intuition. I commit to being open. I hope this reading will put you or I in touch with information that was previously unavailable or unacknowledged by you or I. I hope this empowers you to take intentional action to make changes and manifest what you need in your life. Not all readings are for all people. If this does not resonate to you, it is not intended for you. Characters can be reversed or recognizable as other people. Gender is non-specific and time is fluid, okay? So let's see what we've got here. I'm definitely feeling like I want to use these map cards because I'm feeling a collective energy as a world community. Let's see what we got here. And we're afraid is the only chance we get to be brave, okay? Don't let fear consume you. Okay, let's see what we got here. What's the situation, please? Two Pentacles. Well, we all know that the Two of Pentacles is about juggling, primarily more than anything else. It is... it requires skill. It requires concentration. Some of us are feeling like there's a lot to manage right now. That there's the world is sort of a topsy-turvy place, and we're all sort of trying to get our footing, to try to find our equilibrium, to try to manage the situation that we all find ourselves in. Many of us are having to worry about caring for parents. Some of us are worrying about caring for our children with school closings. Some of us are trying to figure out how we're going to pay our bills if we can't go to work. This is definitely a time where we are all sort of unsure what's next and trying to keep things together. And the good news is that many people are feeling these same restrictions and impositions and drains on our resources, whether they be money, whether they be time, whether they be energy, attention. It feels like there's a lot of us who are not sure what to do. Yeah, we're trying to manage this, and we're all in uncharted territory. What's the obstacle? The obstacle is the Hermit reversed, right? So the obstacle is likely that there has been a time period where we have not spent, we have not retreated. We have gone out and gone into the world and, just continued our day-to-day life where we just sort of run around and do what we want. And it could be that we haven't been we haven't been spending enough time in isolation. Okay? It's possible. I mean, I'm just saying the obstacle is that we got the Hermit in reverse for the obstacle. So, that is when the Hermit's upright, this is about meditation, reflection, and retreat, spending time alone, inwards thinking, a wish or a need to spend time alone. And it came out reversed as an obstacle. So we have been unwilling to change our habits, to sacrifice our social lives and our desires and whatnot to try to manage this pandemic that is sweeping the country. We've been unsure about how to do it, and we have been uninterested in spending the kind of alone time that we need to be doing. The Hermit is also the card of Virgo, just if that means anything to anyone. Next steps are his Nine of Swords reversed. So I would say this is quit worrying. We need to not, I think that's a message to not let this consume us, to not let it terrify us, to not let it imprison us in our thoughts. We need to be vigilant and smart, but we also need to not let this consume us and rob us of our peace of mind and our serenity. We have to drop back and observe and deal with things as they come, deal with things as they happen. Try to stay in a space of not panic, but of intention, okay? Of intentionally being aware and conscientious of how we interact in the world, We have an inability or a need to behave more in the situation with calm, because we can't conquer our the worst parts of our selves. We cannot conquer that in hysteria. We have to stay calm, okay? Hang out. Rest. Strength is Leo. I didn't mention that. Strength reversed, though. As an outcome. And the Hanged Man as an outcome. Everything will feel as if it's upside down. Okay. There's an issue, there's a central issue that is it could be that this becomes a panic situation. Our steps are to not let this consume us and not let this worry us and not make us sick. But the world may be moving into a space where we are unable to be calm and calmly tackle our fears, and we are unable to maybe we will accept and surrender this in ourselves, but there's everything is right side up and everything else is upside down, and things seem very, very confused to all of us. Emperor. Sacred masculine. This is authority. This is power. This is the symbol of authority. So we may be living in a time period where are, we may be moving into a time period where we are under a little bit more of our government's control or society's control. We may have to stop being as indulgent. Well, a victory will emerge eventually. Eventually we will have some re-entering the town square where, we feel like everything is going to return a bit and is a bit more balanced. It's a reminder that, like, we will return to social situations. We will return to our societies with some balance, and we will be victorious. I mean, you know, this is not the end of the world. It's the Hermit. Patience and balance. Yeah, we've been a little bit unable to put our social lives, on the back burner. That's definitely what's going on here. Let me get a world card. Commitment. A true commitment is a responsibility of the heart, mind, body, and soul. This is a good time to make one. And the Wizard of Awareness. You might be being called to commit to our responsibility to each other in a social society. Your soul knows best. Be still and observe. Mindfulness is about being observant and remaining neutral about what goes on in the world around you. This applies to the environment within you too. If you struggle inside yourself, stepping into an observer position gives you a new, powerful perspective that neutralizes any discomfort or overexcitement. You have the capacity to see things clearly now, unencumbered by opinion or desire. Wearing the world as a loose garment requires you to adopt a sense that nothing that happens to you is personal. People come and go, experiences evolve from one state to another in a continual shifting and change, no matter how much you want things to stay the same. The Wizard of Awareness asks you to give up your need to define or limit what you're experiencing now. It's all good. Let it be and watch the miracle unfold without any direct influence from you. So, this is, I believe, in reference here to the next steps stage. We are being asked to commit to not letting this consume us. We are being asked to commit to observing and reacting only as necessary, falling back and allowing things to take shape, not trying to fight so hard against this reality. And that does not mean, don't care about what we need to do to keep each other safe and healthy. But what it means is the internal conflict, the fear that this is causing, we need to not let that fear overwhelm us. This line is that fear. The world is having a very difficult time right now, handling this calmly. And it's a very scary situation. And there's sort of this one issue that everything pivots on, and it is this virus, right? And we are all sort of being asked to maybe change our perspective a bit, maybe try to surrender and accept a little bit that this is happening. That's sort of what he's saying as well. Not that we just go, oh, well, nothing we can do. We just say, okay, this is the deal. We don't need to panic. We just need to deal with things as they come. The world feels completely changed. And that's what this card means. It's a completely new perspective. The world feels completely different to us right now. We may have to be more strict with ourselves. We may have to be more strict with ourselves. But the victory, we will return. We will come back, and we'll come back in a balanced way, and we will return. But right now, we're all in this space of this juggling, this imbalance, trying to find our footing, unsure of what to do. The obstacle and the reason that we kind of are feeling this way is because we feel unwilling to really change our lives and become less. A lot of us just don't want to change our lives. Some of us just don't want to live our lives in a limited way. We want to continue to be with our friends and celebrate with our friends and go out and do things that we want to do, and it's out of balance. Okay. And not letting this consume us, and making a commitment to allowing this and not letting this overpower our lives will help us each as individuals as well as the society as a whole. Because as it is right now, we are having, this fear is gripping everyone, and we're having a difficult time being calm and dealing with this. We are, everything seems different. Everything seems changed. Everything that was right side up is upside down. And we're moving into a time period where we have to be in a space of more responsibility. We have to take more responsibility for ourselves, our actions, and for each other. About 6 of Wands is on the way. We'll have some balance again. We will have balance again. We will be able to ride with our heads held high. Return. To me, this is always a return to the place you came from. That's how I read this card. I always read it as, feeling proud of yourself when at the end of things. Feeling proud of your victories, feeling proud of the balance. Okay? Bless everyone. No exceptions. Take care of each other.